got one that can see.
Logic before authority.
Hi guys, this is Daniel Alexander Cannon here on Logic Before Authority. And today I have a very interesting video to show you. I'm going to share it with you. And what's going on here, as you can see, there's a bunch of people out here. And this is a Catholic basilica. And they're going to do a basically like a presentation, a computer-generated imagery on the building itself. And it's pretty impressive how they do it. And we're going to go through it because just about everything that we've been talking about on this channel for quite a while is shown in this video. And I imagine some of you have probably seen this. This thing's got 45,000 views. So, but what I'm going to do is that as it goes through the symbolism that is shown that I understand, I'm going to try to explain it to you. And I can't say that I understand everything here. And I pray that the words that I do choose to use and the explanations that I give, the decode or whatever you want to call it, I pray that it's true, okay? And I believe, I'll try to say whether, I'm positive about this or whether, this is more of a maybe or whatever as we go through it. So, but let's get going because this is pretty wild. You're going to see right out the gate things that I've done videos on my channel and them symbolizing it, things I've been talking about literally in every video for a long time, but especially even recently. So I've got the sound turned off and I'm just going to play this forward. And there's a bunch of people with their cameras out there. This one here, I don't know if this channel was actually, if this video was recorded by the person that's got this on their channel or not, but let me show the channel's name in case it is Flat Earth British Sub, okay? And he named the video Now You Know They Know, which to me was the perfect name, but to anyone who don't know, they have no idea what this guy can see or what I can see and what y'all guys can see. So let's keep going here, or get going. Okay, to start out with here, you're going to see balls of light, bright white and round all about, come down the building in the center. And while you're doing this, realize that these buildings are in the image of the woman, and the woman is laying on her back. Let me see if this goes on down some more. Woman, okay, here we're coming back down a little bit. The image of the female is laying on her back. These towers going up, because they go up much further. These towers on each side going up are symbolism for the legs, okay? And this is symbolism for her butt, okay? And hey, I didn't create this. I didn't film this. I didn't put on the show. These guys did it. And what I am doing is decoding it for you. I'm not worshiping it. I'm not agreeing with it, other than I'm gonna show you what they mean by this and what the different things that you're gonna see are. You see there? Now, what would you say that was symbolism for? Okay. A bright white ball round all about, floating down the center. And where does it go down to? It comes down, ultimately you're going to see, this is the Vesica Pisces right here. This represents the point of creation. This is where, in the female body, of course, her reproductive organs are at, is in here. And this Vesica Pisces represents the obvious, Okay, I've explained it before. So let's keep going. I'll try not to talk too much. Okay, there goes another one. At first, when I looked at this, I was like, how are they doing this? Because it looks like the balls of light are traveling behind. See how that ball of light is behind it? It's behind these railings on the building here. And I'm still a little bit confused as to how they made that work. See that? Back up 5 seconds. See the ball of light coming down, coming through the building? See how it's behind? Completely behind the arch of the building there, right here. It's behind that. And then, poop, pops out down in here. I'm not quite sure how they did that. Because I'm assuming these are lasers, and you're going to see it get much more fancy. These are lasers shining on the front of the building here, but I don't know. But anyways, what this is symbolism for is basically souls, okay? Or spirits, or the spark of life, okay? And I've talked about them because this is also the way I've used the word Taurus, because this is a Taurus, okay? These balls of light would be symbolism for the Taurus and the angels that we see in the heavens. When you see those lights that appear over the mountaintops, or those lights that appear over the water, you know, just like it does in the Bible, where the angels came to Daniel by the waterside at sunset, okay? And this happens to be also right at sunset, okay? The sun has set and they started to show. And it's very, the timing is perfect. So we have basically souls, entities, which also, you could put it this way, there are many things that travel in these orbs, these balls of light, but they are life sources of some type, whether they be an angel, or if you've seen my documentary called UFOs, Orbs, and Lights in the Heavens, or in the night sky, you know that even a rat, when it dies, produces a little orb that comes out of it, like this. It's just a lot smaller. Let's keep going. We've got a bit to get through here, so I can't talk quite so much. And of course, now they're speeding up. Now watch what happens. It's like a pinball machine releasing. And notice that they are gathering right here, which is what they call is known as the rose window. Okay, they're gathering here and then pouring down into the Vesica Pisces down here, and this is anatomy wise, for a woman laying on her back, this would be the clitoris, the clitoris. Okay, I hope all of you guys are adult enough to be able to deal with this. I'll get into why I say that probably in the next video, okay? But let's keep going here. Now, I can't say exactly why they're doing it exactly the way they are, but you can see they're piling up down here at the bottom. And you might say it fills up the womb. The rose flower is also a depiction, an exact depiction of a Taurus as well. And then another one falls here in a second, and they all, well, you'll see. See, it like knocks them all down, and then they've got the, you say, well, that's an 800. It is, but it's also an Ouroboros. What they're showing here, 800, I believe that they are showing the end of a time, okay? They're symbolizing the end of a time in several areas of this, but especially showing this 800. And 800, I don't know if it means 800 years or if it means something else. But this is definitely an Ouroboros, which is about time and is also directly related to a Taurus again. You guys are going to understand one day real soon why I am so absolutely fascinated by the Taurus and the image of God. That is amazing how they get that to flow through that building like that. Unless somehow they were able to call up some actual angels to participate in this, but that sounds crazy. Okay, here we have a flower blooming, and it's blooming around the rose window. Or you could look at this as clouds coming back also. The clouds parting, kind of like the rapture. Now, how they are projecting this so well like this. Imagine what we're going to see in the skies one day. Okay. So we have like pulses of energy. Some of it will become very obvious for those of you that have been watching my channel. Very obvious, just like the lights falling down a minute ago. Can't say that I understand exactly why they're doing everything here, but look, now it looks like water. Either water or ether. I would try to fast forward, but you just can't do it successfully with this video and make this work. Okay, now we have here we are with the purples again and greens, purples and greens, like the rapture, everybody going up, right? It's like, it makes me think of shreds of the veil, like when they said the veil is rent, being torn to pieces. And then here it comes turning into what looks like a veil. A veil coming back up. You see, you have to understand every single thing here is done with a purpose and a meaning. And there's a story they're telling here. But they don't tell you what the story is. And if you go look it up, it'll just be some mumbo jumbo, still not the truth, because you either see it and understand it or you can't. See, it looks like we've got a veil hanging on the building, And now it drops. Veil hanging on the image of the woman. And here comes in a lot of, I think this is where it's going to start getting into a lot of sacred geometry kind of stuff. Not exactly positive what they're trying to say here. Obviously, we got a bunch of triangles. And some of them are in the upwards and downward positions. And then we've got what looks like deities or something here. Now we come to the eye. And look, I want you to notice where they place the eye, which is also the Vesica Pisces, which also represents a Taurus. And they centered it directly on the iris right here. Or in this case, they're symbolizing the iris, I think, the eye. But again, it has to do with the Taurus, and it has to do with my videos I've been doing, the iris world and such, trying to understand and pass that knowledge on to y'all guys. Now they're showing you that like you have to kind of see it as multi-dimensional. There's a lot of truth, I believe, in what we're seeing, but also deception. Now this right here, these right here are Tauruses. Okay, these are symbolism for the cathode, for one thing, which is why this is called a Catholic church, because it's all based on the Taurus and the energy flow in a cathode. That's why they call it Catholic. Cathode. Cathode supposedly was invented by Nikola Tesla, but I think they've known all about it way before that, because this basilica was built before Tesla was even born, and it's got this imagery all over it, so they've obviously known. Now look at this. This right here should remind you of Shiva at CERN. Okay, how she dances in a storm. What is a storm? A storm is a Taurus. Like a hurricane is a Taurus, a double stacked Taurus. And they're showing you the deity riding in it in what looks like a UFO, but it's not. It's a Taurus. They're showing you it's three-dimensional, but using two-dimensional symbolism because they don't want to give it all away. But when it flips, they're saying this would be spinning and a deity would be in it. And that is like the orbs that you see in the heavens and even the stars that you see in the skies. I know. NASA and the television told you it was something else. Well, I'm telling you it's not. I'm telling you it's angels and things that we cannot see with our eyes normally. lots of sacred geometry, which is the design and flow of energy that they understand. And that's why they build everything they're building right now based on the Taurus. Just like CERN and the tokamak they're building at CERN. That is a Taurus. It's a live, man-made Taurus. And that's what man is trying to do. They're trying to use these things that they know about how God creates and created, and use it for their purposes and believe that they are God because they know these things. See how much time they're spending focusing around the rose window, which we know is symbolism for a Taurus. What comes to mind when I'm seeing them doing this is fractal. The word fractal and the word reflection. Looks like someone looked like a lotus flower there for a moment, which the lotus flower is based on, again, the Taurus. Most flowers are based on the Taurus because that's where the seeds are made. That's where creation takes place, in the center of the two Tauruses. Which is why I put out the photo the other day on my community page of the two butt cheeks. They're two Tauruses, with the Vesica Pisces in the middle, and it is the point of creation, where the woman's ovums are at, the eggs, and where life comes from. Now, I'm not quite sure what they're doing here. I haven't watched this a bunch of times. I've only watched it like twice. This making the third time. It's pretty amazing the trickery that they can do, isn't it? It's like now they're flipping it upside down and backwards. It's like a kaleidoscope thing. And the kaleidoscope as well has to do with the same thing I keep saying. Looks like a new heaven and a new earth coming into place. That's what it makes me think. That is wild how they can do that. What's even more impressive were the orbs coming down in the beginning, where it looked like it was passing behind some things and in front of others. This is making me think the word again, fractal. You have to understand that the world, everything in it is fractal, meaning there's repeating images of the same things getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Everything repeats, including time and history. This is showing you the inside of the building without going inside of the building, because that's what the inside of the building hallway looks like, and the ribs in the top of the building. Not real sure what they're saying right here, but it's like you're inside of the building and you have all these little purple and orange things floating around. I'm not quite positive on that. Y'all guys leave your comments below as to, and pick the time mark if you understand what something is. Say at 2 minutes and 13 seconds, and then put whatever it is that you want to say. I try to read as much comments as I can, but it's difficult to get through all the comments. Sometimes there'll be hundreds and thousands. Okay, we see a lot of cathode Taurus symbolism. Again, of course, that's a repeating thing because that has a lot to do with what this is all about, which is, again, why I don't know where this journey with the Taurus thing is going to take me. Now, this is probably the stars, yep. And there goes a meteor. And another one. And a big cube opened up. Cube symbolism. Because apparently there is a three-dimensional rotating cube that exists inside of a Taurus field. Like it's on top of a hurricane when you see it spin. It looks like it's an 8-sided spinning three-dimensional cube. And understand, again, to understand some of this knowledge does not make understanding the knowledge make you evil. It's what you do with the knowledge is what's evil or not. Kind of looks like a crown. It'd be nice to have the notes of whoever created this and see what they wrote down. See, like I don't know what they're trying to say right here. But if you do, write it down below. Put the timestamp on it. Kind of reminds me of CERN there a little bit. Or Bitcoin. Which Bitcoin is a toroidal economic system. Look at that image. It looks just like the image of the Bitcoin. And there's a reason for that. The original monetary system, they based it off of studying the way water flows in the rivers and in the banks of the rivers, how the current moved in the river system, and they designed it so that the water, the money, would always flow back to the bank. They would always get it back. See, they observed nature closely and then created a monetary system based off of the flow of water. The new monetary system, cryptocurrency, will be based off of the toroidal energy flow. Not like that's a good thing, because ultimately it's a prison. How far along are we? Okay, we only got just a few minutes left. But you better believe there's a message here, especially there's a lot of messages showing those what most people would call meteors or whatever flying across was not a meteor, but as to the way you've been sold what a meteor is. If you go back and watch part 1 of Iris World, you'll understand what I'm saying there. I mean, they're showing pulsing energy coming from the point of creation, basically, in all kind of different colors. Whoever filmed this did a pretty good job. Pulsing energy. And there's some kind of imagery laid under it. I was trying to see what it was, but it went away. Looks like flowers. Some yellow flowers blooming on the building and stuff, like here. Well, about everything is centered around the Taurus, isn't it? The rose window. And here are a bunch of points of light going up. It's like the building is coming apart, molecularly disassociating into dust. Kind of like what happened in 2001 in New York. Almost looks like it's on fire, don't it? Ashes to ashes, dust to dust kind of thing. Now it's almost looking more like water to me now. Or the heavens, which are water too, but different kind of water than we have in the pond next door. It's made up a little differently and it's energetically different. Just like the water you walk around in every day. The air, yeah, it's water. It's just your body's designed to live in this concentration. Chroma. See how they've got this designed? You have the O in the middle with the R leaning over this way and the M leaning back over this way, creating, like, again, a point of creation in the middle. That might be about it. Almost. Now maybe just regular lights now. Yeah. I think that's about it. Hopefully y'all guys found that interesting. I wanted to share it with you, and what better way to do it than just do it the way I just did it. So, And I'm trying to, oh yeah, I was trying to bring that back up because that is very interesting. Because if you remember in Scripture how it talks about God speaking out of the whirlwind, out of the Taurus, because that's what a whirlwind is. It's even defined in the Strong's dictionary that a whirlwind is a hurricane, and it says God was speaking out of it, out of the whirlwind, and that's what this is. And this is whatever they're symbolizing, whatever deity they're symbolizing here, is setting in the center of a whirlwind. You know, just like when Trump said the storm was coming, and when Bush said an angel dances in a whirlwind. Remember that? Yep. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go. I love you. Hopefully you enjoyed this. I'll be coming out with a part 5 of Iris World here very soon, probably in the next just couple days. I'm also currently still moving or trying to move, but I still have not been able to find a place because everything that is available has went sky high, so it's just, I can't afford it the way it is. Okay, guys, I love you. Father loves you, and I'll be back real soon.
I've got one that can see.
Logic before authority.